I got the mustache. I got the plain white t-shirt and a very plain white apron. I got sweatpants on and very comfy shoes. I dropped my towel. That's right. I got this. Bob's Burgers Burger Cookbook. Real recipes for joke burgers. And I am going to make all of the recipes in order, starting with new baconings. Pause here for instructions and ingredients. The first thing to do is get the bacon started. So, my knife, take a cutting board, oh gosh, I'm going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It says to use 8 slices of bacon for the burgers. So I'm going to cut my bacon in half here. Every slice cut in half. I'm going to take maybe half the bacon. Oh God, this is already going so wonderfully. Half the bacon, and I'm just gonna chop it. And then I'm going to throw this in the pan. Okay, a couple things. Bacon! It's so delicious. Everybody loves it. But what do you do with the bacon fat? A couple things you can do. Take a old can, aluminum can, from vegetables, coffee, whatever, or glass pickle jar, whatever. Dump. When you cook the bacon down, there's going to be grease in the pan. Let it cool, but don't let it get hard, right? Because it'll turn and look like this if you let it cool for too long. Just let it cool down so it's not too hot. Then dump it in your container, your can, or your jar. Put the lid on, store that in a cool place. When it's filled up, you can throw it away, or every once in a while, you can take a little spoonful out of your bacon fat, your rendered fat, and use that in recipes. This bacon that I'm cutting up here is going to be used on my French fries. So I'm going to go throw this in the pan, get it started cooking, and then I will make my burgers. Bacon is in the pan, and I've also preheated the oven to 350. The rest of this bacon is going to get cooked in a second phase of bacon cooking for the burgers. But first, we need to actually make our burgers. Now, I have an air fryer. I'm going to use my air fryer for my French fries pretty soon. I'm going to make my burgers, patties, and then I'm going to throw my French fries in my air fryer for 7 minutes. Or you can take your French fries. What I've got is just this bag of French fries. You can cut up potatoes. What you'll want to do is cut them into the thickness you want and then soak them in water. That's going to remove most of the starch. And then spread them on a baking sheet, and you can bake them in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. You don't want them cooked all the way. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to half cook my french fries at 7 minutes or so. This is the beef I have. It's what? A pound? A pound. 4 people in my family. Quarter-pound burgers. That's pretty good size. But I take my pound of beef, stick it in here. Then, oh, hold on. I gotta wash my hands. Okay, we're back. So I got my pound of burger. I'm gonna do salt. Maybe a teaspoon of salt. Pepper. A little bit more than a teaspoon of pepper in here because we really want it to have some good flavor. 1 egg. About, oh boy, maybe a tablespoon of breadcrumbs, and then my favorite ingredient, Worcestershire sauce, about a teaspoon or so in there. Mix this up, bare-handed obviously. So you want to make sure that you especially get the egg broken up and mixed all throughout. Everything to be even because you want every bite of burger to taste the same. This is a pretty gross job. I recommend to take off your rings and watches and bracelets and Fitbits because you do not want ground beef in here. Or alternatively, you could probably mix this with a spoon or a fork. This ground beef is very, very soft. It doesn't have a lot of fat, so it's not as sticky on my hands. Typically for burgers, you do want to use high fat, especially if you're going to cook it on a barbecue. The fat's going to drip off. I'm going to cook it in a pan. And because I'm cooking it in a pan, I went for the lower fat beef because then it's not just going to like sit in the fat and like float in the fat. Okay? Ugh. I gotta wash my hands again. Okay, let's take our french fries over to the air fryer, and on the way, we will give our bacon a stir. Here it is, cooking in a cast iron pan. It's about halfway to where we want it to be. We want it to be cooked, but we do not want it to be overcooked because this bacon is going to get tossed with our french fries and finished in the oven. And we don't want it to be too, you know. Okay, we got our air fryer. Our french fries. Air fryer is my favorite thing in the whole kitchen. I don't know where to put the phone over on this side. I use my air fryer all the time. I have a Ninja, a small one, or a medium-sized one, I guess. And I would say I use it at least 3 to 4 times a day, or a week, excuse me, a day. Oh, Lord. 3 to 4 times a week for our family of 4. I cook the kids' lunches in it. It's way easier to do chicken nuggets and pizza rolls, french fries, than it is to stick it in the oven. It's also got a dehydrating setting, reheat setting, so I can put leftovers in there. We don't have a microwave. Anyway, I'm going to cook those in my air fryer. Par cook them halfway. Again, you can do that in the oven. You could also, the book The recipe book says to boil them? Boil them? I don't know. Blanch is what they call it. So, salty water. But I'm doing mine in the air fryer. I'm going to do 7 minutes. That should cook them about halfway at, let's see, what's the temperature at? 390. I think I'm going to bump that up to 400. Put them on for 7 minutes and get that going. Now, while those are cooking halfway, I can get the rest of my stuff cut up and ready. So, we've got tomato, onion, cheese, lettuce. This is all going on our burger. So, do things one at a time. I like to have a plate ready to set all of my prepped food on top of. Here's my onion. This is half an onion. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is like onion nesting dolls. What is happening? Okay. I'm going to cut thin slices. Oh, my knife's not very sharp. You can tell because it slipped off the onion instead of going into it. And a dull knife is a dangerous knife. So that's about, I don't even want more than that because I'm just going to use these. And honestly, my kids are not going to eat the red onion. My wife might not eat the red onion, so I don't want to cut too much because I don't want to waste it, okay? And then this can go back in the fridge to be used at a later date. Okay, we're back. Tomato, gonna slice some tomato. That was my kid. She was saying that she doesn't want the living room to be a big mess, and I told her to clean it up then, because she is the one who made it. Oh, this tomato is squirrely. It's not the freshest, it's not the firmest, so it's a little bit harder to cut, but I think I can get 4 slices for 4 burgers here. Yes. Throw that in my compost pile. So I got my beautiful 4 slices of tomato. We just have romaine lettuce hearts here, so I'm not actually going to chop it. I'm just going to peel the leaves off, break them about halfway there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And then I will cut some cheese slices. Cheese is gonna go on the burger when it's being cooked. So you can see that I used this cheese on a grater, so it's not very even across the front. So I'm just gonna cut the uneven bit off with my not sharp knife. And this chunk, see, it's not great. You don't want to put that on a burger. So I'll probably give that to my kids as a pre-dinner snack. And then cut 4 slices of cheese here. And my bacon that I cut should be done, and we can replace it with the strips of bacon. So I want to grab another plate, my package of bacon, and we'll walk over here to the pan. Yeah, it looks great. So I'm gonna take a couple pieces of paper towel. Okay. I'm going to put this bacon on paper towel. I turned the pan off so that it would stop cooking because, again, like I said, we don't want it to be overcooked. And then I'm going to have to turn the pan back on and add my slices of bacon instead of my crumbles. Now remember what I was saying about a jar of bacon fat? There's mine. It's just a little old bouillon jar. It had bouillon in it. This is gonna just get dumped right on top, and as it continues to cool, it will solidify like the rest of the fat, and I will just fill it up and throw it away. I do not reuse bacon fat. Lots of people do, and that's fine. Okay, that pan's still a little bit hot. Okay, just gonna throw the rest of my bacon in here. Get this down. I love cooking bacon in a cast iron. It's just so delicious. It reminds me of camping. It reminds me of my grandparents. It reminds me of childhood. It doesn't matter if the bacon overlaps. If it sticks together, you can pull it apart with your spatula, and it's absolutely going to shrink down. Now I use, oh, that sound, that ding sound, is the air fryer being done. So, what I was saying was I use uncured bacon, no nitrates or nitrites, because I find that nitrates give me heartburn. Cured meats give me heartburn, so I try to stay away from them. Now our recipe for our French fries is interesting. I've never made French fries this way before. So we're going to take our bacon, our French fries, an egg, and a cup of milk. We're going to mix all that together. Well, first we're going to mix the milk and the egg together, right? So I need a big bowl because I've got a lot of French fries. Big bowl. Sticking my cheese on my plate with my veggies. Milk. Adding a cup of milk. That was probably more than a cup. An egg. Hey, bud, do you want a piece of cheese? You do? I don't know if you can hear that. My son just said he doesn't want cheese, he wants bacon. Can you go give one to your brother? One for you, one for your brother. Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah, the bacon smells good, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to whip my egg up, break my egg up in this milk so it's nice and uniform. Then I am going to add my bacon that I've drained on the paper towel. I'll add that. So it's got way, way less fat. So the paper towel soaked up most of it. Add all that in. Use my fork to mix it around. And I will get my French fries. Out of my air fryer here. My par cooked French fries. Now, what you're going to do with these French fries is put them on a tray. I usually line the tray with tin foil to keep it from getting too dirty. Come on. Oh my god. Just have one more French fry. Okay. So, what? Can I cut it? Can I cut what? Okay. We don't know. Baking tray. Piece of tin foil. Use parchment paper too. Tin foil. Or put nothing down. Spray it with some cooking spray. Whatever you want. Now, I'm going to mix my french fries up in this mixture. I clearly got way too much milk. Right? But we're mixing it up, mixing it up. Then I'm going to put the french fries on the tray. And, oh gosh, I don't know how long I'm supposed to cook it in the oven like that. 10 to 15 minutes until the bacony fries are extra crispy. Sounds good to me. Never made fries this way, where I've like cooked them basically 2 different ways. You know, usually I'll take my fries and I will soak them. I'll cut them from actual potatoes instead of getting them from a bag, but not that I'm feeling lazy, but you don't always want to spend all your time chopping potatoes, you know? And I'm going to get a strainer. And I am going to strain out my what's left of my fries. And bacon here. Stick that on the tray. And now my oven is nice and preheated. And so I'm going to stick the fries in the oven. Set timer for 15 minutes. My other bacon that's going to go on my burgers is ready to be flipped. Oh, I know you can't smell it, but it smells heavenly. That's why my kid is screaming for it. Because it fills my whole house with happiness. So long as I don't freaking burn it. I have this real talent, you know, I'm a pretty good cook. I wouldn't call myself a chef. I'm not fancy. I'm just a regular old home cook, but I am really good at burning 2 things. Bacon and grilled cheese. Sad but true. Okay. Coming back over here to our cutting board area. And what I have is my burgers are ready to be rolled out. So I am moving around because I'm cleaning while I cook. I'm taking, you know, any silverware I used or plates or dishes, putting them in the sink. Anything that needs to go back in the fridge, I'm going to put it back in the fridge. My burger here, I'm going to make 4 burgers. So I'm just going to use my hand and kind of roughly guesstimate 4 burgers. So that's 1/4 of my beef. I'm going to roll it in my hand and then just pat it flat. And however big your buns are, I got really small plain buns. You want your burger to be a little bit bigger because it's going to shrink. Just like your bacon, it's going to shrink down. So, do that 4 times. And then I'm gonna need to take my bacon out and cook my burgers in that pan. After, of course, I wash my freaking hands again. When you're doing burgers, you are washing your hands a lot. Recommend a pretty good soap. We usually use like Hippy Dippy soap, but honestly, when I'm doing burgers, because it's, you know, fatty and greasy, I have just like a little thing of Dawn dish soap, and I will use that when I wash my hands because it will really get the like fatty, greasy spots off my fingers. So let's go wash our hands. Again. Okay, we got our chopped up veggies and cheese. We got our burgers. We got our buns on standby. I'm gonna bring my burgers over to my stove. This bacon is about perfect. Got a couple pieces that are extra crispy, a couple pieces that are just like a little bit under, which is how I like it. I like super floppy bacon. And again, I'm gonna get a couple paper towels, and I'm gonna put my bacon on the paper towels. I gotta turn my pan off, and then I've gotta let it cool while my bacon is draining, and also so that I can dump that grease out before I put my burgers in the pan. Okay, so cooled our pan down, dumped our fat out that from our bacon. That pretty much fills my jar. So once that is cooled down all the way, I'm just gonna be throwing that sucker in the trash. Sorry. My pan, gotta turn the heat back on, heat it up. Take a couple minutes. You want it to be warm. You want to hear the burger hit the pan. Oh, my kid's thirsty. I can fit 2 burgers in my cast iron next to each other without crowding. Probably get 3, but there's 4 of us, so I do 2 and 2. I'll catch you back when we need to flip. People wonder when you should flip a burger. One thing to look for is if your burger's sweating. So the juices will start to release from the top. That's usually a good time to flip. Now this is a low-fat burger. And you can see already at the bottom, coming up around the edges, it's starting to brown. It'll get a little bit more brown before we decide to flip it. I like my burgers to be pink in the middle, a nice medium to medium rare. So, you know, just think about that when you're going to flip it. The more juices release from the top, the farther up the brown comes up the sides on the outside. Flip it for more doneness or less doneness. I'm also going to look in the oven here and check my french fries. Some of them are starting to get browned on the ends. We want it to be browned all the way across. So we'll give those a few more minutes, give our burgers a few more minutes. So at medium heat, we're at about 5 or 6 minutes on our burgers. There's a little bit of sweating happening on top, but not much, again, because I said it's low fat. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these. They'll have a nice char on the outside because of the cast iron. It really gives it a nice color. So all those juices released into the pan that were up on top. And let that cook for maybe 1-2 minutes. And then I'm going to put the cheese on. Also going to start thinking about assembling my burgers. So I've got my buns here. I just got really basic buns, nothing fancy because I want the burger to be the star. I'm going to put these in my toaster on a setting of 3. Toaster's not plugged in? Cool. I did this, I saw this hack, taking bread clips and writing on the bread clip what the cord is for. I still don't check to see if the toaster is actually plugged in before I use it. Okay. Bread's going down. Now this recipe does not call for any condiments. I'm going to use a little bit of mayonnaise on the buns. Just enough to make the bread not super dry. I don't want to overdo it because it's not in the recipe, but I freaking love mayonnaise. I can't imagine eating a dry burger. So that's the way we're gonna do it. My burgers here are looking probably more done than I like them to be. I'm gonna take these 2 pieces of cheese, stick them on here so that they can melt down. And we're almost ready to assemble. Okay, Ursa's here. He's gonna help us assemble the burgers. So, what's first? The buns. Bottom bun. We're gonna take a little bit of mayonnaise.
Okay,
Stick her down in there. A little bit. Oh, you got it on your fingers? Okay. Spread that on the bun. Great job. Yep.
What else
Good.
do we need?
Well, now we need the burger. I'm gonna go get the burger and we'll put it on the bun. It's your turn. You can help with the next one, buddy. Shake it off onto the bun. Yes. Now let's put a piece of lettuce on.
No lettuce.
Yes, lettuce.
No, I don't want it to be lettuce.
Well, you don't have to eat that one that has lettuce, do you?
Oh, is this one the Ariel's?
Sure, that one can be Ariel's.
Okay, Mama.
I started my other 2 burgers. Okay. Piece of lettuce on there. I'll help you just a second. Put it on your burger?
No.
Let's do it this way. Oh, let's break the spine. There we go. Stick it on. Just put it on.
It has to be a square.
Okay, great. How about a piece of tomato? And now bacon.
Bacon.
Yes, 2 pieces of bacon.
And I'm going to have bacon on mine.
On your burger? That sounds good, huh? 2 pieces of bacon. A little bit of red onion. Put that on there. Can you get a little bit more mayonnaise on the spatula?
Ew.
Put it on this piece of bread. A little bit more mayonnaise. Let me get it down in there. There we go. Put that in there. Let go. Let go of it. Put it in there. Let go. Open your hand. Let go, bud. Let go. Let go. Put this on top of your burger.
No, this is Julio's burger.
Sure, you're making it though. Oh, we give it a little smush down. And that is a beautiful burger.
Yes.
Let's check those French fries. French fries need a couple more minutes, but that's okay. They'll cook for a few more minutes while we assemble the other burgers, and then we will eat and rate them. All right, time to taste our burgers. What do you think?
Yum.
Here's how it looks. This one, a little overcooked for my taste, but that's okay. It tastes good, bud?
Mm-hmm. I taste it. I need more water.
Go get your cup.
There's no more water in it.
What do you think, Lero? Is it good?
I'm too hot.
Mmm.
I'm too hot.
Yeah.
That butter.
Mmm. It's really good. The French fries are still hot. They didn't quite crisp up the way I wanted them to. They taste okay, but I don't think I'd cook them that way again. I think I'd just do them in the air fryer. Less steps, way easier. And that is the new baconings burger. Enjoy!